click is all it takes to lose everything.
We are in a cyber war. You can either be a defendant or you can be a victim.
Dr. Cole coming live to you from the lobby of the Le Méridien in Saudi Arabia. I travel around the world, and I'm going to bring you with me because I want to keep making cyberspace a safe place to live, work, and raise a family. I will tell you the threat has changed over the years. Many of us remember basic traditional threats where it was obvious. You would get an email that either didn't make any sense, it had an attachment with no subject line, or there were spelling or grammatical errors. Probably the best example of an obvious threat was the I love you virus. This was over 20 years ago. Yeah, some of you probably smiling, right? You remember that. You might have even fell victim for it, hopefully not. But the I love you virus, the way it worked is when you clicked on it, it sent an I love you message to everybody in your address book. And it basically sent down an email where the subject line said, I love you. And the body said, here is a special message of love just for you. And then when you opened up the attachment, it infected your system and spread to everyone in that person's address book. Now, I don't know about you, but is it normal for you to come into work in the morning and go, oh, wait a second. Before I start my day, I have to send an I love you message to all my employees. Oh, wait. I didn't tell my boss that I love him. Right? That's not normal behavior. Right? I'm a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a computer doctor. But I can tell you, if it's normal behavior for you to send I love you messages to coworkers, you need psychological help, right? There's something wrong up here. So my point is this. Everybody knew that it was malicious. Everybody knew it wasn't legitimate, but what did they do? They clicked on it anyway. Even though they came into work and saw 60 I love you messages and knew something was wrong, everyone said, what the heck, and clicked on it. And I remember with one of my coworkers, I looked at them over 20 years ago and said, what happens when the emails are legitimate? What happens when they look and act legitimate? What's going to happen then? And that's where we are today. Today, you don't get I love you messages. You get a message from your boss or coworker that says, important update. The following is a critical update to our security policy in our company. Please review and get back to me within the next 2 hours. Now we're getting legitimate looking content. And I will tell you, this just happened to me. When I landed on Saturday evening in Saudi Arabia, as I was being driven to my hotel, I was checking my email and I got an email from a client that I haven't worked with in 7 months. The company name was legit, but it was from a new person I never worked with. And the subject line was end of year money. And it said, Eric, I know it's been several months since we've talked, but we have $200,000 of money we would like to give you for a contract, but we need to hear back from you within 2 hours. Attached is the proposal. If we do not hear back from you immediately, we will assume you're not interested in the money. Now, when you get an email like that, what's the first thing that happens? Emotions. You get excited. You get pumped. Why? Everybody wants money, right? I'm a CEO. I like money. I like contracts, right? I get super pumped and excited, so that's good. Next, there was an urgency. You must get back within 2 hours. Now, there's many people out there that would have said, you know something, it's worth the risk, and would have clicked on it. What I said was, you know something, there's maybe a 5% chance this is accurate. I do get end of year money in September, so it's not uncommon to get these emails, but it just seemed a little off to me. So what I did instead was the contacts I did know at the company, I sent them text messages saying, hey, got a message from this person, just checking to see if it's legit. Can you let me know? And of course, they got back in a few hours saying, no, Eric, that account was compromised. It's been sending out rogue emails. We apologize for the inconvenience. The problem, though, is this. How many people would have clicked on it? How many people would have opened it? So we have to be super careful that today's phishing attacks look and act legitimate, but there's 3 things I can help you with. First, they come in at usual times. They come in at unusual times, like evenings and weekends. Next, they always have an emotional component to them. There's something that gets you emotionally either excited or scared, and there's always a time criteria. You must get back to us within 2 hours. Now, I gave you an example of money, a positive one. But the other one we see going around a lot is, we are sorry to inform you, but you are being investigated for criminal activity. While we do not believe you've done this, we need to hear back from you within 2 hours, or we're going to turn this over to law enforcement. Attached is the indictment. Please let us know if this is legitimate or not. Now, once again, a lot of people receive that. They go, you know something? It seems a little weird, but I don't want to be arrested. I don't want to go to jail. So let me open it just in case. And here's the problem today. 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 1 click is all it takes, and you're compromised. So be super careful. I will tell you, most people that fall victim, they always go, Eric, it seemed off, it seemed strange, it seemed unusual. And as I was clicking it, something was telling me not to do it, but I clicked it anyway, and boom, it was too late. So just be careful today that the threat is real. It's very stealthy, it's very covert, and it's going to look like a legitimate email, but resist the temptation. If there's one thing you could do to improve your cyber hygiene, to be safe online, it's to avoid any emails with attachments or embedded links. Don't click on it unless you are 100% sure. If you're 90 or 95% sure, but there's a 5% or 10% doubt, do out-of-band verification. Call them up, text them, verify and validate, but do not click, because that is the way you're going to be compromised. And one click, and game is over. So work with me. Be careful of emails. Remember, emotional, time-based, urgency, and together we can make cyberspace a safe place to live, work, and raise a family.